Good morning, children. Now let's work on exercise 5, pages 204, 205. Read Helen's letter to Martha with the impressions of their visit to Kyiv and say which sites she enjoyed the most and why. Прочитай лист Олени до Марти з враженнями від їхнього візиту до Києва і скажи, які визначні місця їй сподобалися найбільше і чому. Touring Kyiv. Dear Martha, I am burning with impatience to tell you about my visit to the capital of my country, Kyiv. It was the first time I had a guided tour to this magnificent city. I am still under the impression of my visit and I want to share it with you. We started with the heart of Kyiv, Independence Square. Our guide said that many years ago it had just been a swampy place where people hunted. It was crisscrossed, and the street, which appeared here 200 years ago, was called Hryshchatyk. Today it is the main street of Kyiv. Although it is only 1,500 kilometers long, it is very wide, 75 to 100 meters. I should never have thought that there is so much to see in Independence Square, a model of the old gates through which Khan Bati hordes entered the city in 2040, a monument to the legendary founders of Kyiv, an underground entertainment and shopping center Globus, the building of the central post office with a globe in front of it, and the signs marking the distances to many cities. But the main architecture in the square is the monument to the independence of Ukraine. Just imagine a tall white column on the top of which you can see a statue of a Ukrainian girl in the traditional costume. It is really a breathtaking view. Then the excursion moved on to one of the most ancient structures in Ukraine, St. Sophia's Cathedral. It was interesting for me to learn that in this center, in the 11th century, the cathedral was a major cultural center famous for its libraries and schools. When we came inside, I couldn't take my eyes off its frescoes and mosaics. The guide said the cathedral's interior had been touched by very few changes. I looked at that indescribable beauty and tried to imagine the life of our ancestors. The tour ended in Kontraktova Square. We visited St. Andrew's Church, about which I had heard a lot before. I had read that it took 6 years to build the church and 15 more to decorate its interior. But the sight of the church left me open-mouthed. Then I realized the truth of the old saying, seeing is believing. St. Andrew's Church is incomparable. I couldn't utter a word the first 10 minutes. I was looking around and its magnificence left me breathless. It is the most memorable place I have ever visited. When the excursion came to an end, we were given half an hour for shopping at Andreevsky Uzviz. You know, it has become a good tradition for amateur artists, sculptors and photographers to exhibit their works there. You can even buy them as souvenirs there. I am sending you some photos of Kyiv's sites. I hope you like them. If you come to Ukraine next summer, you'll see them with your own eyes. I am looking forward to hearing from you soon. Yours, Helen. І граматичний матеріал, який ви повторюєте на сторінці 225. Comparable, incomparable. Заперечне, протилежне значення ми будемо додавати за допомогою префіксів. Частина мови не міняється. Describable, indescribable. Architect, architecture. Це іменник утворюємо. Sculpture, sculptor. Скульптор від скульптура слово.